Hello everyone, we're back with Road Trippin' with Ken and Arlene, and we are right now in Missouri at Lake of the Ozarks.
Sitting below the Bagnell Dam.
Next to the water and looking at the beautiful trees that are starting to turn colors, and it's just a nice 75-degree day, shorts and t-shirts, so really enjoying our time here. It's nice and peaceful. So we're here to tell you about our trip through Utah. Our trip through Utah and our detour
To Atlanta and then Salt Lake and
as you know, Utah has tons of national parks, and so we hit several of them. We started with Zion, and as some of you know, Bryce is right there next to it, but we had already been to Bryce a few years ago, so we skipped Bryce and just did Zion National Park, and we did some hikes there. It's a beautiful place.
Oh yeah. Highly recommend it, but if you do go, just know that it's best to use their bus system. I was trying to be the nonconformist that wouldn't take the bus, but realized once you got into the park, you can't get to some areas. You have to take the bus, which they got a pretty good system how it works, so it worked out really well. Yeah,
so we did Zion for a couple of days, and then we went off the beaten path. In fact, we did one of our videos there. It was at Whispering Pines, which was the covered wagon. In this video, I'm going to show you some pictures of what the wagon looked like and what the surroundings there were all about. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Cool place.
I mean, it was rustic. I mean, there was electricity. There was no TV.
Yeah.
There was no restroom.
We've realized during this trip you really don't need TV all that much. No.
Except to see Survivor.
Yeah.
We figured that out.
Yeah.
So. No, we haven't watched a whole lot of TV. So Whispering Pines, we were there just one night, 2 nights, one night.
One night? Yeah. No. I don't. It's all foggy right now, but I
think it was one night.
I think it was one night.
Yeah, we got there in the afternoon.
Right, and we went straight to Salt Lake.
Yes.
So from there,
Salt Lake City.
Yeah, we went to Salt Lake City. That was a quick stopover. We just stopped there one night, and from there we flew out the next morning to visit Travis and Shannon. We actually flew to Atlanta. Travis and Shannon drove down from Charleston, South Carolina. We stayed with Shannon's mom and dad, Sally and Jim, and stayed with them 3 or 4 days. And we went to the Coke factory. We went to a Cubs Braves baseball game one night, which was a lot of fun. Had a good time. And
we thought the Cubs we had it, but there at the end they ended up losing.
They blew it.
Braves won.
Yeah, a great game, but great seats.
Yes.
And then we went to Olympic Park, where the Olympics were held in '96, and then flew out the next day and went back to Salt Lake.
Yeah, I'm watching this big old spider walk on the...
It's a granddaddy long leg.
Oh, that's a huge one.
Yeah.
Ooh,
if he comes this way, she's gonna scream.
I'm gonna run.
It's okay. There he comes.
Where'd he go? Oh yeah, he's coming.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, we're back.
Sorry.
We had to pause for just a moment because it was already a daddy long leg, but it was huge. So
yeah,
we had to.
Didn't want to get bit.
Anyway, we were in Georgia.
In Salt Lake.
Oh, we went back to Salt Lake, and we went to. It was called Antelope Island. It was their state park. This one was sick.
I had a cold.
I think he slept most of the day.
This is prior to COVID.
Yeah.
But I was still sick.
He's been sick a lot. So I drove out there. He slept, sat in the passenger seat, and kind of drove around. But Antelope Island is in the Great Salt Lake, so that's what I wanted to see. But I was really disappointed because once we got to the water, it was gross. It smelled, and it was not. I don't know. Maybe it was the time of year.
I don't know.
But
it was down about 20 feet, and all the mud and the muck and all that. It did it.
And the sand,
yeah,
what they call sand flies.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty.
No.
I wouldn't boat out there. Of course, there's no fishing, but I wouldn't boat out there. Something to see. We saw the Great Salt Lake, but yeah, that's it.
I touched the water, but then I scrubbed my hand afterwards because
Yeah.
it was bad. So anyway, we just spent the day out there to drive, and then came back from Salt Lake City. Oh, we drove to Moab, Utah, and Moab is just right outside of the Arches National Park, and down the road from Canyonlands National Park, and beautiful. Both of them were beautiful.
Beautiful
we were
parks.
surprised by Canyonlands.
Yeah.
We didn't think it was going to be like worth the drive there, but it was beautiful.
Yeah.
We did some nice hikes and saw some beautiful scenery. Back at Arches, we did the one on the second day.
Delicate Arch.
The Delicate Arch, and that was tricky. It was a delicate
3-mile hike.
hiking.
A
Yeah.
3-mile hike, basically up granite, through granite, passes.
And
Pretty small, narrow. You'll see some pictures and videos of it. It's really, really cool. We decided we were going to do that late at night, and not late at night, but at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it gets dark at 7. They said it's 3 hours, round trip, 3 hours. We made it back before dark, but if you're going to Arches, that's definitely a hike that you got to do. So.
Yeah, and then the sunset on the Arches, that was beautiful too.
Yeah, what's strange is what we realize is, as the sun comes up in the morning in Arches National Park, you see the park one way, but as the sun is going down on the west, and as you're driving out, now you see the park in a whole different light, because now the sun is going down and the sunsets over the mesas, just beautiful. So.
Yeah, it was. So we stayed there, 4 nights?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in the cabin. We stayed in I don't know what.
Another cabin.
Another cabin. I think that's our last cabin.
Yeah.
Goodness. But tiny. Super, super tiny. It had like a double bed and a bunk bed, and there was enough room between the two to like one person to walk, and then kind of shimmy behind the bunk bed, and there was a sink and a little
You'll see
counter,
pictures.
and then the bathroom was just
Two people could not stand in a walkway at the same time. There was
No.
not enough room to walk around each other.
You couldn't.
So.
It was, but we stayed 4 nights there,
Yeah.
and it was.
We roughed it.
And we celebrated our 7-year anniversary there.
We did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you asking or are you agreeing? We did.
Yeah,
we did.
we did.
7
Yeah.
years. So that was kind of neat. I mean, we were, I guess, roughing it.
Yeah. From there,
I mean, it wasn't like some of the hotels we stayed in.
oh no, it wasn't that exquisite.
No.
So it was rough.
Daddy Longlegs. It was
Oh.
crawling on you.
Oh.
Okay, I think we're done.
Yeah, well, from there we went to we drove down to the Four Corners, and we'll end the video with the Four Corners, which is Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah.
Yes.
We stopped there, took some pictures, and the next video we'll do for starting in Colorado.
Yeah, having a great time. We're getting close to being done though, so sad and happy at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be good to be in one place and have some routine, but man, we just have seen some really amazing
Yeah,
places.
it's pretty cool. As you can tell, got my hair cut today, so feeling spry.
Yeah, he's feeling better.
Yeah.
He's not dying anymore from COVID. So yeah, we're both doing great.
All right.
So far, so good. No COVID for me, so
We'll see.
keep trucking on.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
See y'all later. Peace out. Our visit to Canyonlands National Park was a pleasant surprise. We weren't expecting to see much, but felt like we needed to go so we could check this national park off of our list. We ended up hiking several trails and were just really astounded by the views. This is a park we would recommend visiting. Spending a night in a covered wagon was unusual and fun. It was pretty chilly the night we stayed. Luckily, we didn't have to totally rough it because it did have a small heater and a heating pad on the bed. Next time you see Ken, be sure to ask him about his experience with that heating pad.